Thank you and welcome, fans. This is the Deep Freeze presented by the Eskimo Brothers. I, Andy Bisag, will be directing the action from the Milltown Broadcast Center. And with me, as always, the Curry to my Clay, the Jordan to my Pippen, the Shaq to my Kobe, the Italian Stallion, Tom Torrey.
Welcome, Freeze fans. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a lot of great topics to go over with you. I hope you're just as pumped as we are. It's going to be a fun show.
For sure. Tonight's show will feature the MLB Reach Around, NFL stuff, NBA Finals. We have some hilarious racing news for you, as well as an update from the NHL playoffs from Adam Padaladadong, who will be on location giving his 2 cents on what the hell is going wrong with the Knights, who are down 3-1 to the Caps.
Yeah, Pat Tongue has been on the road quite a lot lately. Hopefully he'll have a little time between blackouts to give us a little insight, and I swear to God, if he fucking chokes anymore on Alex Ovechkin's, you know what? I'm going to fucking lose it.
Yeah, and we also have reached our goal of 100 followers. So the exciting news for any Freeze fans who are checking this out tonight is that we are doing a special giveaway on next week's show. Special guests will be in the works, but the plan is so far to do a Jackbox Party Pack with our finalists in a winner-take-all showdown with a Jackbox Party Pack game of our choosing.
Yeah, we're really excited to share this accomplishment with you, and we appreciate anyone and everyone who comes out to support us. The prize, what we're going to do here next week, is going to be a $25 currency gift card of your choice. Again, we will do this on nearly every centennial mark, so keep checking back and help grow the EB Nation.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're in the chat, check out some of our other videos, and make sure to check us out on Thursday nights as well for our race action.
That's right.
But hey, let's get to the MLB Reach Around and check out what's going on in the MLB world. Starting over in the AL West, it's been quite a change since last week's show. We have the Mariners winning 4 straight and 13 of their last 16 to overtake the Astros for the top spot in the division. Who would have thought that after the Robinson Cano suspension and everything that they've gone through, that we would be here saying that the Mariners are leading the AL West?
Yeah, to be 37-22 at this point is almost kind of like Milwaukee's situation, except that we don't have juicers on our team.
Well, apparently they don't either anymore.
Technically we do, but we're not going to talk about number 8.
Yeah, number 8. Anyways. But the Astros are tied in the wins column with the Mariners, but they are second in the loss column after dropping 2 straight. Moving on to the AL Central, we have the Indians losing 3 in a row, although they are beating our Brewers 3-1 right now in the bottom of the 6th. So that could change. But they had lost 3 in a row, and they are currently, besides tonight, drowning worse than a fat kid in lead shoes.
Yeah, they are horrible.
Even though they are leading the division, that's not really saying much, since the rest of the division is still shitting the bed under 500.
It is a weak division. The weakest in baseball, actually.
Yeah, it's definitely, when you have 4 of the teams in the division that are under 500, it's just not saying much for anything. But moving on to the AL East, we still got the Red Sox and Yankees dogfighting for first place spot. Kind of typical.
Yeah, definitely not something we're, it's not anything out of the ordinary. I would hope that the Blue Jays or, somebody would make a run of it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely the...
Yeah, Aaron Judge, he's the only one kind of slumping right now for them. Giancarlo Stanton, with that little thing he did the other day with Mike Fiers. I don't know. He's the only one really doing something.
Well, yeah, and I was watching some of the sports guys talking about that today. Mike Fiers hit him in the face in 2014. Okay, it happened. He came back from it. He hit him in the hands. So what do you do as a hitter? You go and you hit a home run off him. Okay.
Right.
And I'm all about that. However, he did some sort of like Joshing and John on his way back to the dugout afterwards. Mike
It's like, dude, get
Fiers,
over it, man.
well, right, and Fiers called it childish. I can't say it's not.
Right.
However, there's a history there. Dude hit him in the face and destroyed his face, and now he wears a guard and kind of started a movement where a lot of people wear those face guards.
I think it's a good move. I don't know. I've seen people toying with it, like you've seen pictures with those padded hats. I don't know if I like that or not, but definitely a face mask is good, especially if headshots happen in baseball. Not that often, but they do happen.
Right, and we've seen it more and more. In recent years, you'll see even one of the gifs on on our open scene there that was one of the Cubs pitchers getting smoked in the head, and whatever they can do to protect themselves. But I digress. We'll get back to some baseball highlight action here. Orioles historically bad this year. 7 straight losses for them, and it's not if but when. With
definitely when
Manny Machado trade, and I would say that for them, it's probably behooves them to move him sooner than later.
Yeah.
Moving over to the NL West, we have the Giants firing out 5 straight wins to get back to 500, and they got Mad Bum back tonight. I don't know, can we get a score check? They have not started yet, so it's like 9:15 Central, so definitely check that out tonight. I know I am. I've got him on my fantasy team, so. I've heard Snarehead, I've heard a lot of people talk about possibly a move like that for the Brewers. Although I don't completely go against that move, I think that the amount of prospect value that the Brewers would have to give up to get
it'd be
Machado
too much for 1 year or half a year.
Right, would be too much for a rental player, and I don't think Machado is the key to pushing us over that World Series edge.
No, because he slumps, man. Manny Machado is one of my favorite players. Love the guy. I think his versatility in the infield is amazing. But he tears it up and then he sucks, and he tears it up and then he sucks. There's too much risk involved and not enough reward for the Brewers. If they make that move, I do believe it's dumb.
Yeah, I don't think that's a move that Stearns would make, and
no.
So far, I don't think the moves he's made point to him going and doing something like that.
No, maybe I know we're kind of not on the NL Central. If the Brewers are going to make a move, though, it'll be a bullpen addition.
Right. Well, let's get to that when we get there. But in the NL West, we got the Rockies on a 4-game bummer, but still only back 1 on the division leading barely D-backs. The Dodgers and Padres both on 3-game win streaks. Padres won't, but could the Dodgers be riding the ship here, sitting only 2 back but in 4th place?
Well, the West is kind of one of those divisions as well that you don't know about them yet. It's undeclared. I think until the All-Star break, I would still give the Dodgers a resounding chance to come back and do this.
Right, and I've really put them as a front runner to go and try to get somebody like Machado. They've got the payroll that they can move around.
They can manage
flexibility, right? Even though they have proven that they haven't wanted to make moves, especially in this last offseason, and with
they're kind of a classier team,
right? I could see them doing that to try to bring them back in the race. But moving over to our aforementioned NL Central, before this weekend, the division-leading Brewers had not lost a series in 7 weeks, and they still had not lost back-to-back games since April, although that could change tonight. We are moving into the bottom of the 7th for the Brewers, still down 2 runs to the Indians. However, they look to get back on track and lead the pack for the Cubs, who have won 4 straight and are trying to make a push to catch us front-running crew. They have gone 8-2 in their last 10. I do want to move back and ask Tom, can you maybe tell me, why you specifically think that the Brewers should make a bullpen move? I mean, I have to agree with Snarehead. The bullpen has been really our best component this year, I think.
Well, it's either a bullpen move to maybe, because I don't know about you guys. I do not trust Corey Knebel yet. I can't. He makes it too dramatic. But bullpen, when you look at it, I think we could use another mid to long reliever, especially the way Council may use his, starting rotation down the stretch. It could be a viable option, because you got to admit the starting pitching rotation is not very good.
Yeah, our starting, besides Yolis Chassin, who oddly enough, out of all the free agent starters who have been moved or signed in this from this offseason, has one of the lowest ERAs, including Jake Arrieta. And you look at all the other pitchers that have
Right.
signed in this offseason, they just have not been very good. However, the Cubs, they're making a push, and I feel like they're gonna put a lot of pressure on the Brewers, and really they're gonna have to step it up and continue to win series against tough teams.
It's you have to expect the Cubs are gonna be there. The Pirates were kind of surprising, but they started to fade back. Really, it's gonna probably come down to the Brewers and the Cubs and the Cardinals. Hopefully, with Milwaukee getting that wild card, I don't know if I see them winning the division outright, but I do see a wild card.
I think I have to agree with you. I don't particularly see them winning the division outright. Although, if we can get a nice hot streak and rattle off a nice something, 8-game win streak, 9-game win streak, maybe more, that'd be maybe get us a little cushion. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
However, they have proven in the past that having a lead early in the season doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Well, what they're doing now, they're starting to win series against teams they should, and they're start. Well, I backpedal here. Instead of teams they should, are the teams that were more challenging to them. Losing to the White Sox really sucks.
Yeah, that was not good. But that's a trap game, You
Right.
play one of the worst teams in the league. You maybe take a different mindset going in, and that can be a really bad thing.
That could backfire. I hope they learn something.
As Snarehead said, the damn Cardinals are always buzzing
Yes.
around, and that's one of my next points here is that their pitching staff has been keeping them in contention, but they're only another game and a half back from the Cubs, so they could easily step it up and come up and move up in the division as well.
This is the NL Central.
Right, NL Central, one of the toughest divisions in baseball, and I think
Yes.
one of the funnest to watch. Rounding out the division, the Reds suck, except for Scooter. I will make the Brewers regret dropping me Jeanette, apparently.
I love Scooter Jeanette. I still have his bobblehead, at my desk.
Me too, and he actually was on Intentional Talk today, and he makes for a pretty funny interview. If anybody watches that show, they're pretty awesome. But moving on to the NL East, we've got the Braves and the Nationals tied in the win column, but with 2 more wins, the Braves still hold the top spot. Kind of interesting. The Nats are kind of trying to make a push, and I think they are going to down in the run here. I think the Braves have had a couple key injuries that are going to slow them down, and 4 home runs for who? Oh, Scooter. Yeah, Scooter. And he was the NL Player of the Month. So
I actually have that day that he hit those home runs. I have that marked down actually when that happened. It's actually next to my bobblehead there.
Continuing in the NL East, the Phillies youth, it may be starting to catch up with them. They've dropped 3 straight, moving 3rd in the division. And according to Jake Arrieta, it's due to horrible defensive metrics and poor shifting. And I just got to say on that, negativity in the clubhouse never wins games for you.
No, it doesn't. But I do kind of think some of the shifts are kind of ridiculous. Even though sometimes players do hit into them, I don't know. I kind of think it's kind of bad for baseball.
Well, it's one of the points that I heard from one of the sports guys is like, and I really liked it. He's like, how often do you hear the guys coming into the dugout after a play where there was a shortstop shifted directly up the middle and the guy hit a hot shot right to him? And you really hear the guy coming in and say, hey, that was a great shift, man. I'm glad that you weren't in your normal position and that you shifted. But no, I guess you hear a lot from what I think it was John Smoltz that was talking about it, saying, that you really only hear the guys complain about it.
Right.
Gabe Kapler's been getting roasted all year. Yeah, he has made some pretty boneheaded moves as the
He's
Phillies
a
manager
first-year
this year.
manager.
I don't know if that's
God, I got a
something that you
little.
can really claim though to make some moves like that. I mean, they've had
I
I
know.
can't remember what it was earlier in the year he did. I thought it was like a lineup. He put in the wrong lineup or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, the Mets are just not very good either on either side of the ball, and it shows, dropping four straight. And the Marlins are worse than the Reds, but not quite as bad as the White Sox and Orioles. That's about it for us baseball fans.
Do we have a call coming in?
I do believe I hear a call coming in.
Yeah, it looks like we do. From our NHL correspondent located in the heart of Las Vegas, in a cardboard box just off of Fremont Street, please welcome our very friendly and very intoxicated Adam Patalanadon.
Welcome to the show.
Hello, am I there?
You're live.
All right, I just want to start by saying Ovechkin has a really good dick.
Yeah, we figured you might be jumping on that bone this evening.
Any chance I can get.
So what's going on in the hockey world or in the Vegas world?
Yeah, well, I'm back in black and off the wagon hard with the Knights down 3-1.
Yeah, what's going on with those Vegas Knights?
Well, lots going on. Right now, I'm not in a cardboard box, by the way. I'm at the Las Vegas Hilton. It's my escort, Alexis, and yes, it's spelled Alexus.
U.S.
Yeah, like the Lexus, because
Like the
she
car?
has daddy issues. Yeah, like the car,
Wow.
exactly. I'm pretty sure she said her middle name is Ben, so I don't know. So this series is going downhill for Vegas. I'm a big Vegas fan, but I do love my hockey, and it's coming down to just defense and heart, really. The Caps defense is definitely getting the upper hand, and Vegas's their shots have just been like hitting the posts. The Caps goalie has just been killing it. I don't know. I'm pretty bummed, to be honest with you guys.
Do you think with the history of how teams have not come back from that sort of deficit, do you think the Golden Knights have any chance at all to come back and win the series?
No, not at all.
Better tell Alexis to calm down.
Yeah, I feel ya. No, but being down 3-1.
No, don't feel him. Feel her.
She's sleeping right now, and that was just kind of a snore, I think.
Oh, she's dreaming.
And so, being down 3-1, they basically have all but lost.
Aw.
Yeah, pretty much, because teams that are down 3-1 are, they've not, or excuse me, sorry, the teams that are up 3-1 have won the cup 31 straight times and are 32-1 since the 7-game series began in 1939.
Nice little stat there.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet. I'm surprised you can remember that.
Dude, I'm really surprised. You sound sober tonight.
I'm sobering up, but I mean it is the nightlife in Vegas, so just give me.
Well, I suppose there's only 6:30 there. I suppose you probably just got out of bed about half hour ago.
Yeah, I'm stirring up a cocktail right now. So history is definitely not on Vegas' side, and they did play well in Game 4, but the shots. I mean, literally, they had like 8 shots go off the post. So they're definitely due for some major puck luck. I think tomorrow or a Thursday night they'll probably come back and win. I'm hoping so.
Oh, I would like to see it go 7. That would be great.
Yeah, it makes me wonder about the energy that it would take to really go 100, over 100% for that many games in a row to be able to come back from a series like that. It just seems so like you can't really
draining.
Imagine, like how draining that must be for an entire team.
That sucks.
Well, Fleury definitely needs to get back. He's not been playing very well. I mean, they scored 6 goals on him in Game 3 or Game 2.
Do you think he's getting some fatigue possibly? I know he's a little older, but
yeah, definitely fatigue's playing a part, and energy plays a part as well. that's why this series is so great, because you have the expansion team, Las Vegas Golden Knights, and then you have the Capitals, who have went to the playoffs and lost the last 3 years against Pittsburgh, somehow beat them, and now they're in the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in like 4 or 5 years, something like that.
They're like the Buffalo Bills of hockey.
Essentially, yeah. That's a perfect reference.
Yeah.
But
history shows that Las Vegas has all but lost, and that's an unfortunate reality unless they decide to make an epic comeback. And
They had a great year regardless, man. Regardless.
Right, exactly. They did definitely have a great year. They made the Stanley Cup playoffs as a bunch of misfits and big contracts that no one wanted to fulfill. It's pretty amazing what they did this year.
I had a former friend of mine, or still a friend, but lives out in Las Vegas, kind of gave me a perspective that I thought was kind of interesting as a sports fan. And they said this is that it's all fine and dandy that this team came in and did so well, and they brought such high attendance numbers, and they have all these fun players, and they made it as far as they have. But what happens 5 years from now when they don't have a farm system and the team is losing horribly? I think it's kind of interesting to speculate to where a franchise might go even after expansion like this, seeing as they do have a roster that has a number of older players.
Age.
It's not so much as age; it's just the fact that the draft is coming up, and these guys made it to the Stanley Cup, so now they're going to be way farther back, second last in the draft, or first or last in the draft. So to build their farm system is going to be tough now.
Well, at least for next season.
But they're not all just older players. A lot of it are just misfit players that didn't work well with the team, or were due to have humongous contracts, or stuff like that. So I think that next year they're probably not going to do as good as they are this year. But in all fairness, it's their inaugural season. They're in the Stanley Cup Finals, so. But I am rooting for Ovechkin. He deserves one Stanley Cup final. As much of a Knights fan as I am, Ovechkin definitely deserves it, especially with how good of a dick he has.
Oh my God, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, he's the best player in hockey. That's like, you're telling me that if LeBron James whipped out his
James.
No.
You would? Oh,
no.
LeBron James.
I guess I'm just a cave to peer pressure then.
Well, Mr. Padaladadong, we are going to bring you in for our Frostfire segment this evening before we let you go back to your friend Alexis. Are you willing to play a little Frostfire game with us?
I had some other extracurricular activities if you guys want to hear about that.
What do you want to say?
I took a trip out to England. I don't know if you guys remember me telling you about that.
Yes, I do remember you telling me
Vaguely.
about that. I know that we had talked about having you possibly cover some crazy shit across the pond.
Yeah, some crazy shit definitely at the Cooper's Hill cheese roll in England. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
Yeah, actually, I have heard of that. You went to that?
Dude, it was awesome. I'm not even gonna lie. So I made it down there. It's like this nut job of a sport. If you're not familiar with it, essentially these crazy Englishmen and women like throw 8-pound cheese rolls, and it's a specific type of cheese. It's double Gloucester cheese.
Did you try it?
Yeah, it's just really stinky, nasty English cheese. It's disgusting.
That's probably why they throw it down a hill.
Yeah. So they throw it down the hill. This cheese goes like 70 miles per hour, and then all these drunk Englishmen try and chase it, and get the first one down at the bottom of the hill wins.
That's insane. Is there any like specs on the hill do you know by any chance?
I forgot the degree, but it's like 40 degrees or some shit. It's pretty intense, dude.
That sounds really
dumb,
weird. And I guess like I've heard of more dumb things, but I'm having a hard time thinking of one.
I have heard of little person tossing.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb. But this is more dumb because you're drunk, you're chasing cheese down a hill. The way they do it is they like run
Is
really
being drunk
fast.
like a requisite, or is that an optional thing?
I feel like it's just necessary for the injuries you're most likely gonna, receive, like
I think
broken
I've seen
bones,
some videos
concussions.
of that. Those dudes take some pretty gnarly spills.
Well, the winner this year, Chris Anderson, he's a local cheese farmer. He won the whole
Wait,
thing.
so they like grow the cheese out of the ground or what?
I mean, I get no. It comes from a fucking cow, dude. We live in Wisconsin.
I know, but it just you said he was
That's
a
what he
cheese
called
Goat
himself.
farmer,
cheese,
you
horse
know,
cheese.
like
That's what he calls himself because he got to farm the animals to get the cheese. So
well,
he's
yeah, but
essentially a
then
cheese
I would
farmer.
just assume you would just be a farmer.
No. All right, dude, you're fucking with me. I'm too drunk for this. Anyways, as I was saying, Chris Anderson, he won the whole thing. And the only prize you get in this is the actual roll of cheese. And this guy, Chris Anderson, gets the cheese, does his interview, and he's like, I'm not eating it because I only like cheddar. And he has won
Wisconsin
22
cheddar?
times.
Wow.
I mean, just cheddar in general. And his previous injuries include a bruised kidney and a broken ankle. And he's done this for like 14 years in a row.
Well, that sounds like a pretty good track record for that many years doing
No kidding.
Yeah, except for the year that he was pissing blood. But besides that,
it. Bruised kidney is pretty bad injury.
yeah, and that's what I got. I went to Cooper's Hill cheese roll in England, and it was a blast.
That's awesome. Well, I hope you get a chance to check out some other crazy shit for us for next week. And thank you, Mr. Pataladalong. I hope you don't spend all your per diem out there in Vegas. But if you do, make sure you have an Eskimo Brothers good time.
I will. Are we gonna do some stuff more stuff?
Yep, we're gonna do some Frostfire questions for you.
Right.
First one. Favorite Robin Williams movie?
Patch Adams.
Really, Patch Adams?
Dude, it's such a sweet little movie.
Patch Adams.
When he puts on that nose,
Did not expect that.
I just
Dude,
cry.
there's so many ways he could have gone. Like,
I mean, what movies don't you like of Robin Williams?
Patch Adams.
Patch Adams.
Well, fuck you guys.
Anyways.
All right, moving on. Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin
Yeah,
Man.
do you know the Muffin Man?
Yes.
Okay, moving on.
He lives on Drury Lane, by the way.
What is a better band name? The Emilio Estebans? I'm sorry. Or the Phallus Fighters?
The Emilio Estevans.
All right. Ass to mouth or bass to trout?
You know, sometimes it's okay to go ass to mouth, so I'm definitely going to pick ass to mouth.
All right. Last question. Would you rather eat melted cheese off of a homeless man or sing Conway Twitty show tunes with RuPaul?
Man, can you repeat the question?
Would you rather eat melted cheese off of a homeless man or sing Conway Twitty show tunes with RuPaul?
Okay, I need to verify one thing. Off of a homeless man, what is the location?
It's all over his body.
I'm going to go homeless man.
All right.
RuPaul just creeps me out.
Well then, that was an awesome segment of Frostfire. Thank you, Mr. Pataladadong, for riding along with us this evening. And as I said before, I hope you get to check out some, crazy shit for us and come back and give us a good laugh, because that was definitely pretty awesome. But
yeah, I'll ride along with you guys just like I ride Ovechkin's D. Booty, booty, booty. Peace out, bros.
Later, man. So as the NBA Finals are in full swing, Tom, here has some key takeaways.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Whoa.
He is so fucked up.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, that was just really great. That's all I could say.
Fucking weird. Yes, Andy, thank you. The NBA Finals is in full swing, and it's been interesting to say the least. From blowout victories to boneheaded plays, we've seen it all in this series, with the most recent being the confrontation of Kendrick Perkins and Steph Curry.
What the hell was that guy doing?
Oh, what is he even doing there? Steph put up a three and tripped on Perkins' shoes, who was on the bench as the third quarter was ending. In the playoffs, I've never heard of a player making such a weird and odd impact on the bench in street clothes like Kendrick Perkins. The guy is past his prime, and he's irrelevant at best. And he has no business even being on Cleveland. Golden State, however, as you probably all know, has seen some really bizarre calls go their way and some blatant fouls, as we've seen, not being called. It really makes you think about the officials and what's at stake for them. Tom Brady has called them out, accusing them of fixing games against Cleveland. And as much as I hate Cleveland, as I hate Tom Brady, Andy, you can attest to that for me.
Fuck Tom Brady.
I really have to side with them on this one. As Game 3 is going down right now as we speak, it really does look grim for LeBron James and the Cavs. We literally may be looking at the last finals for the Cavs before they go back into the dark age and figure out life without LeBron James again.
Where do you think he's going to go?
Really, the Spurs are a good option. They're older, but I think they could do some damage. I think he's going to go to the West Coast. I really think he wants to challenge Golden State on a different level than Cleveland.
Yeah,
Or Philadelphia.
Tonight, by the way. No game tonight.
Oh, that's tomorrow night. Yep, that's Thursday night.
Just looking that up, I'm like, because he said it was on, I'm like, oh, I better
Yeah,
check the
I got my
story.
days mixed up.
I was like, oh, no worries. No worries.
Nope. Not much else to say at this point other than the fact that the series looks like a complete mismatch so far with no sign of that changing. Moving along the NFL a little bit here. Talking about Dez Bryant. We talked about him last week and probably the week before. Still hasn't made up his goddamn mind where he's going to go. My guess now, and I hate it, Green Bay, the longer the wait before training camp, the more I think Green Bay is going to pick him up because we need somebody else.
As much as I don't particularly like Dez Bryant where he's at in his career, I have respected that he was a top flight receiver in the past. I can also recognize that the Green Bay Packers do have a hole in the lineup after letting go of Jordy Nelson, and whether you say, why would you let go of Jordy to get Dez? It doesn't matter. We don't have Jordy anymore, so we need somebody. And if that's the fit as a one-year deal for a top-flight player at one point in his career and possibly, a mid to decent level receiver right now in his career,
right,
I can't really say no to it.
Right, and San Francisco may have interest in him now since Anquan Bolden got busted for PEDs.
I did not hear about that.
Yeah, he got a 4-game suspension for that.
Is $10 million worth 4 games for them? Because I think that's what they're saying Bryant's trying to get.
Well, I think somebody's going to get him at a cheaper rate. I think he's holding out for New York.
$4 million.
I think
$4 million. I'm sorry.
Oh, $4 million?
$4 million is what they're saying. That he's kind of. They haven't had an asking spot, but that's what they're saying that teams have room for.
Yeah, I think for that price, I'm not sure.
I think that's the right price for him. I don't know if he's going to sign for that.
No, he probably won't. Egos get in the way, that's for sure.
Yes,
and
definitely.
As much as I don't like to talk about politics, Trump dashed Philly's White House visit. They're saying they're pointing the fingers at each other here right now since the news broke about it. I don't really care either way. I think it's dumb that teams get to go to the White House anyway to visit.
Well,
I don't care what your political.
Since before the 1900s.
No, and I get that it's a tradition. I just think it's kind of dumb. But
This
I think
is what it's supposed to be, though. It's supposed to be them going there. They get a tour. They shake hands with the president. They take a photo op and they leave. And if they don't want to go, it shouldn't be made into a big deal. Just don't go then.
Right.
Don't go then. And whatever anybody's viewpoint might be about our president, he has proven to be very vocal about anything and everything. And
Right.
with the usage of social media, things that maybe would have been skipped over in the past or overlooked in the past are now brought to the forefront for everybody to see. I'm sure
Daily.
right. I'm sure there's times in the past where there's players who had chosen due to political viewpoints to not attend a ceremony such as that and did not have to take a bunch of grief about it.
Right. I just think if they weren't going to go, I guess I don't really think it's dumb for them to go. I think the fact is that people are making a big deal out of this, I think is dumb.
Right. But anyways, I know we have another point to get to that's really really kind of a sad thing.
Yeah, kind of a bummer. Dwight Clark, 49ers championship tight end, maker of the catch, dies from ALS at 61. Definitely one of those highlights growing up as a kid that you saw a lot if you were watching, either, any of the sports networks, especially for NFC championship games, you saw that a lot. I think that was imprinted in mine, and I'm sure your mind since you've lived out on the West Coast for a period of time. What a great guy he was, and what he meant to that franchise.
Well, and just the fact that the Niners were so awesome during that time.
The Niners were great, hopefully, because of him. He helped, not only the catch, but he was Joe Montana's kind of go-to guy in certain, in games in the 80s. I wasn't, I was born in 85, so really didn't get to watch it.
But we saw the highlights for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so from what I can see here, it looks like in that game, they went on to win 28-27 because of that catch, and then they went to the Super Bowl and beat Cincinnati. I remember watching the classic game that they had on Sports Network there, and it was, for being what it was a pretty cool game to watch.
Awesome football. Sometimes watching those old NFL classic games are really good, and the NFL films always have those awesome, musical cues that get you going.
Oh yeah, for sure. That really gets you into the game and get into the moment. You may not see every single thing in the world, from that broadcast, but at least you can watch the game and see what everybody else was experiencing.
But Tom, so I got this thing I want to share with everybody, and I'm gonna kind of spring it on you. But it's a new bit we're gonna do weekly. Hopefully, it's weekly. But we're gonna call this douchebag of the week. Because there is a pretty awesome story we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, a little funny racing news for the folks at home. So I'm going to bring this up. This Mark Roos, you'll see him. He is the Eskimo Brothers D-Bag of the week. So during the Detroit Grand Prix that happened over the weekend, this guy right here, the vice president of GM, might I add. Oh. The vice president of GM crashed the brand new 2019 ZR1 Chevy Corvette pace car valued at $125,000, taking a corner and proceeded to spin around that corner, smashed the head on into the wall. If you get the chance to go to YouTube and check out the video, it is hilarious. Watched it 10 times. The whole situation took about 30-45 minutes for them to clean up, and I imagine the VP was pretty embarrassed about the whole deal, as you can see in the picture there. Oops, my bad. D-Bag of the week, Mark Roos, VP of GM.
I actually have a statement that General Motors released about Mark Roos, which doesn't really help at all. It says, and I quote, General Motors released an earlier statement saying, Roy, whatever his fucking last name is, a certified industry pool test driver on the North Course of the Nürburgring track in Germany. He also created and led the GM Performance Division in 2001 when he was responsible for GM racing vehicles, as well as production versions of Chevrolet SS models and the Cadillac V Series.
So they're trying to
that
say
should make
he was
you
drunk,
super awesome. Yeah, did you have a cocktail or two before you got in the car, buddy? Dude, you're the VP of GM. You fucked up. You are the D-Bag of the week.
Yeah, he really should have just said, This is drives for the ring and he fucked it up on an oval. No, this was actually a road course, and I was just trying to think about that. It was a left turn that he crashed on.
Yeah, he was turning left and he just went right into the inside wall. Not even. It's like it wasn't even close. Like he just did not negotiate the
Yeah, it's
turn
like
at all.
I don't know, maybe he downshifted and like spun the tires and
Well, you're a
or
pace
missed.
car.
Well, right, but he looked like he was hauling ass.
So dumb.
Very dumb. A couple things. Martin Truex Jr. won a cup race at Pocono due to a technicality because I'm pretty sure Kyle Busch won the race. Did he not?
I'm not sure. I fell asleep.
I'm pretty sure Kyle Busch got a penalty and was taken from the win. Don't quote me on that 100%. I actually did not get a chance to watch the race, unfortunately. But
I tried. I really tried. It was so boring.
gotta say, we had an awesome race in our Monday Night Truck League last night. For
Yeah, it was a good
folks
time.
that are interested in racing, if you're looking to try a racing sim, go and check out American Stock Car on Facebook. Check out some of our videos on the Twitch page here, and make sure to hit that follow button.
By the way, Brett Hudson won again last weekend.
Yes, I did hear that. It's pretty awesome. One of our resident street stock drivers that we cover on Thursday nights, took down a race win for himself and his team this weekend.
Well, now heading into the game of the night, we're actually going to move on here. We have yet again Super Mega Baseball 2 on Xbox One. It's Game 4 of the Eskimo Brothers Series Best of 7, with the series at 2-1. After one blowout win and two very close games, I am up 2-1. We're going to set up the game and take a short break, so please stay with us. We'll get this switched over in a jiff.
Alright, welcome back, folks, to the Deep Freeze presented by the Eskimo Brothers. We hope you've enjoyed the show up to this point, and we now present to you Super Mega Baseball 2. Yeah, and I am looking to make sure that does not happen. I guess I'm taking Puto or whatever this dude's name is. No, I think that's what my pitcher's last name was. Oh, Pulo. Well, yeah, a little bit. Or it could be that my Xbox is not hooked up to my best monitor.
Moose, Nacho Crisp. Nacho, Nacho.
The shortstop.
The second baseman needs to hit the track on this right.
No shit.
Now batting, number 20, the right fielder.
What a weird
That was
bounce.
bullshit. What the hell is going on?
Wow.
Behind you,
I have
the
never seen
third
that.
baseman.
Off the plate inside.
Now batting, number 23, the center fielder.
Defense.
That was pretty crazy there. I thought about maybe going to third, but I wanted to make sure I got the double play.
Oh yeah.
Label! Strike!
Now batting, number 47, the center fielder. Now batting, number 10, the right fielder.
Air ball.
Wow. Snarehead's ripping your you apart over
Yeah, I
here.
see that.
Now batting, number 11, the left fielder.
Foul ball.
The change up?
Yes, I was.
Number 18, the second baseman.
Apparently, a snarehead likes the pitcher's booty. Deep in the
Wow.
ball.
Nope.
Ooh, couldn't do it.
Now batting, number 15, the first baseman.
Pitch is inside.
Now batting, number 19, the second baseman.
Strike. Just high. No, outside. Nope, too high. Take your base.
Now batting, number 12, the third baseman.
Wow, that's just
Now batting,
Wow.
number 32, the left fielder.
Strike.
Now batting, number 27.
full swing
the
bunt
pitcher.
for a run.
What he's if I turn around and throw it to third, that's safe all the way.
Out.
What was your first baseman doing there?
I have no idea.
Snarehead Jovita Pulo
Now
is the
batting,
name
number
of the pitcher
21,
if you want to
the
look her up.
catcher.
Get her number.
Now batting,
Got ourselves a
number
ball game.
11, the shortstop. Now batting, number 20, the right fielder.
Strike.
I didn't think right fielder was going to get to that one.
Now batting, number 90, the third baseman.
I didn't mean to do it that time. That was just dumb.
He says he's checking her Sosh Meads right now. I've never heard that
Yeah.
before.
Good luck.
Ball is outside. There.
Now batting, number 10, the right fielder.
Finally hit one hard again and right at him.
Strike.
Dude. I hate you so much right now.
Hey, if you can't lay off him, man.
Now batting, number 11, the left fielder. Now batting, number 15, the first baseman.
That's gross in their head. Now batting, number 30, the pitcher.
That's 2 hits for the pitcher today. I knew you were fucking throwing it. Couldn't let
This
up.
looks so tasty.
It does. And all of a sudden you see it sail up, you're like, shit, I already let go of the button.
the left fielder. Check out the Boston Crab Shack.
Pitch is inside. Strike. Out. Low. Take 3. You're out.
Now batting, number 27, the pitcher.
Foul.
Now batting, number 11, the shortstop.
Going into extras.
No, man, the relievers are shitty in this game. I'd rather just let my pitcher hit. And I think my pitcher's a better hitter than, I mean, maybe not than anybody I could have pinch hit. But
Now batting, number 20, the right fielder.
I want to replay.
it's only the fifth inning, Snarehead.
Number 90, the third baseman.
I feel like the
Now
third baseman would have
batting,
had
number
a
23, the center fielder.
Maybe.
Nope. Strike. Hey.
Woo! Ah! How did I get to that?
I don't know how you got air underneath that.
Outside. Inside, off the plate.
That's bullshit. I guess the pitch on the 96 went straight into the ground. He's like up and still went into the ground. Anyways, good win.
Yeah, it was a good win. Good
Maybe
game.
I should have
Definitely
subbed the
good game.
pitcher Snarehead since obviously I gave up a run. Or could it have just been you jinxing me? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight on the Deep Freeze. Have a great evening, and we look forward to continue to bring you great content. Thursday night, we'll be doing CRA Street Stock Series right here at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, so come on out and join us for 100 laps at Salem Raceway. For Andy B. Sag and myself, Tom Torrey, at the Eskimo Brothers, good night and see you on Thursday.